What if you saw the living dead again? Angel panics, running as fast as possible. His breath is ragged, and suddenly a car hits his body, and the darkness of the night. Inside the cold and sterile building, a steel drawer is pulled open, empty. Maika Villaverde, a woman of extraordinary wealth and power, has disappeared. There is no break-in, no fingerprints, only a broken CCTV system, and only one CCTV showing a video of a guard checking the upper floor. This is not just a theft. This is something impossible. Alex looks like a grieving widower, but his tears are nothing but a toxic lie. While the police are busy searching for his wife's body, he is instead celebrating freedom in the arms of his mistress, Carla. For Alex, his wife's death is the perfect escape. But when the phone rings at 2 in the morning, the voice on the other end delivers a cold message. The body is gone. Now, the walls of the morgue feel like they are closing in like a concrete tomb. Is Mika really dead, or is she playing a crazy game of revenge? Alex is trapped in a labyrinth of his own making, watched by Jamie, a detective haunted by the death of his own wife. In this place, the dead do not stay buried, and the living will wish they were dead. Jamie begins to smell a foul odor from Alex's unnatural composure. In the stuffy interrogation room, he pressures Alex with questions about who would dare steal a body from the safest place in the city. Alex appears to be grieving, yet Jamie knows that behind those fake tears, there is a gaping hole in his story that is beginning to open. Alex, in a panic, sends his mistress, Carla, to the hospital to confirm if the night guard has seen something that could destroy his life. Meanwhile, the forensic expert reveals a bitter reality. Maika never had a history of heart disease. If she dies just like that, it isn't an accident. It is a murder designed to eliminate evidence. In the midst of the suffocating silence, the power suddenly goes out. Alex is left to rot in the darkness while Jamie and his team work outside. However, a suspicious sound is heard from the direction of the morgue, the place where his wife is supposed to be. With a pounding heart, Alex steps into that freezing room only to find an impossible sight. Alex finds the storage box for Maika's belongings. Her watch and ring are there, but a plastic bag appears empty. Alex's gaze then fixes on a cabinet in the corner of the room. There sits a small bottle he knows all too well. TH-16 medicine. The weapon he uses to kill his wife now reappears before him. The plan he built so neatly begins to crumble in seconds. On that morning, he mixes the poison into Maika's wine, letting her die slowly for the sake of freedom. But now, that bottle returns to claim his life. Alex panics and immediately hides the evidence in his pocket, just as the lights come back on and the agents begin to get suspicious. The promise of security is now shattered. The locker key is broken, and Maika's phone disappears mysteriously. Jamie no longer asks, he demands. Under the pressure of the detective's gaze, Alex is forced to empty his pockets, and there it is, the bottle of TH-16 poison. Now, he is no longer just a witness. He is a predator who is starting to be cornered. In the midst of the interrogation pressure, Alex's phone rings. Carla calls at the most wrong time. With a pale face, Alex lies in front of Jamie and claims that it is only a call from his sister. He begs for permission to go to the toilet just to get one chance to talk to his mistress before everything is truly ruined. At the end of the phone line, Carla sounds very panicked. Angel, the night guard, is still unconscious, so no one knows what secrets he carries into his coma. Alex whispers the bitter reality. Someone has sneaked into Micah's locker, stolen her phone, and trapped him with the bottle of TH16 poison that is now in the hands of the police. Alex realizes that he is no longer a free killer, but a rat caught in a trap. Someone is watching his every move, knowing every detail of his foul plan, and slowly handing him over directly to the law. Inside that narrow toilet stall, Alex begins to feel that his wife's death is only the beginning of a true hell. While Alex is washing his face to calm himself, the sound of an opening window creaking breaks the silence of the toilet. There lies a mysterious envelope containing a business dinner invitation. However, Alex's heart seems to stop as he turns the paper over, because on the back is written a romantic sentence he knows very well. This is not just ordinary writing. Those are the words of love that Carla once sent him on the night he ignored Micah. In the past, Micah was a very possessive wife who feared losing Alex because of her aging. While Alex gave false promises of loyalty, behind the scenes, he instead built a dark relationship with Carla. And now, that darkest secret is in the hands of a stranger. The bitter reality begins to hit Alex. Someone not only knows he is a killer, but also knows every detail of his affair. In pure panic, he tears up the invitation and tries to flush it down the toilet. But unfortunately, the toilet is broken. The water does not flow, and the pieces of paper remain floating, threatening to expose his rot in front of the police. There is no other choice. With disgust and despair, Alex is forced to pick up the scrap of paper and eat it whole. He is currently in the hell that he created himself, where every trace of the past returns to strangle his neck. Someone is playing around with his sanity. Mateos comes to pick up Alex and brings him back before Jaime. In the room, the truth begins to unfold systematically. Jaime explains that the CCTV failure was not a technical accident, but a sabotage carried out directly from within the building. The perpetrator sneaks in through the roof, crawling through the air vents under the emergency stairs like a predator. There, police found shoe prints left behind. But what is more terrifying is a symbolic message. A calendar intentionally stopped on the date of March 20th, 2012. Alex freezes because he knows exactly what that date means. The date is the secret security code for the drug storage room at Alex's office, the key to his deadly poisons. However, in front of Jaime, Alex is forced to lie and claim he knows nothing. In fact, that combination of numbers was used to overhaul the entire security system in this building and make his wife's body disappear. Jaime states that the mystery of how the body was stolen has now been solved. Now, only one question remains. Who is the perpetrator? Alex begins to be showered with mysterious messages and calls from unknown numbers that continue to terrorize his sanity. Fear now takes over him. Is Micah really still alive? Or is someone slowly leading him toward the gallows? In the middle of the chaos, as the fire alarm screams and water sprays throughout the building. When the others run to the lobby, Carla calls him, so Alex chooses to separate himself and asks that the woman not contact him again. Paranoia has taken over his soul. Alex is now 100% sure that Micah is really still alive and is crawling out of the darkness to seek revenge. Jaime is not stupid. He ambushes Alex and immediately seizes his phone to be forcibly examined. However, Alex has deleted all his foul traces, leaving a call log that is completely empty. Despite that, scientific evidence begins to speak. Lab results confirm that TH16 is a perfect heart poison that will kill its victim in 8 hours without leaving a single trace. Inside the room where he is being held, Alex's sanity begins to collapse. In a nightmare that feels real, he sees a glass of wine placed outside the window and the figure of Micah slowly approaching him from the darkness. As he wakes up, a favorite song of his wife's is heard from behind the wall. The sound comes from a body bag containing a phone that is ringing, and the name that appears on the screen is Micah Villaverde. Alex finds a crazier reality. The phone belongs to someone named Javier Alonso, but all his contacts only contain Micah's name. Through a mysterious phone call, he learns that Micah's phone was left at the Arabesco restaurant, the place where his wife once threatened to seize all his assets through a new marriage contract. Alex begins to realize that Javier Alonso might be the man he saw at the restaurant, and now he orders Carla to uncover the identity of that mysterious man before everything is too late. In the suffocating interrogation room, Jaime is no longer playing around. He directly points at Alex's face as the primary suspect, accusing him of poisoning Micah with the 16 and stealing her body to avoid an autopsy. Alex tries to fight back, claiming that no stupid killer would bring his own poison bottle to the crime scene. However, Jaime knows that Alex's intelligence is a prison for himself. Jaime then forces Alex to tell the history of their nonsensical love. How could a billionaire like Micah fall for an ordinary man at a hotel in Los Angeles? Alex gives a sweet narrative about their meeting, but his voice trembles when Jaime asks one thing. "Where did you go that midnight after everyone went home from your house?" Alex froze. He could not say that he was in the arms of his mistress. That big secret finally breaks. Jaime reveals that for the last 3 months, Micah never trusted her husband. She had hired a private detective to uncover Alex's affair. Legal documents had been prepared, a will had been designed, and if Alex was proven to have betrayed her, he would lose every cent of his wife's fortune. This murder was not an accident, but Alex's last effort to save his wealth from a deadly divorce. Pressure peaks when Jaime mentions one name, Javier Alonso, private detective hired by Micah and the person now being hunted by the police to provide key testimony. Hearing that name, Alex feels his world collapse. He immediately drags Jaime back to the morgue, realizing that this game of cat and mouse has reached a point where his life and freedom are on the edge. Jaime receives a report from Pablo that Javier Alonso's house is completely empty, no trace. However, elsewhere, the tension peaks as Angel the night watchman begins to awake from his coma, bringing a secret that could destroy everything. Alex tries to contact Carla in pure panic, but what he hears instead makes him shudder. Someone has placed an envelope containing deadly evidence at Carla's house, photos of their affair, and the most terrifying part, a voice recording of Alex planning the murder using poison. All his steps have been wiretapped, and Alex just realized that he has walked into a trap designed perfectly. Alex orders Carla to escape immediately before everything is too late. However, Carla's answer actually freezes his blood. She feels her relationship with Alex was a big mistake, and she feels she is not alone there. A moment later, the sound of an approaching car, accompanied by the sound of a dropped phone, ends their conversation. Under the fading pressure that shatters his mind, Alex finally gives up and reveals his deepest secret to Jaime. 8 months ago, in the midst of a hellish marriage with Micah, he found an escape in his student named Carla. Starting from a chemistry class on campus, that relationship turned into a dark obsession that exceeded the boundaries of normalcy. Carla initially thought Alex was a single man, but the bitter truth that Alex was married left her shattered. Although Carla had broken up with her boyfriend for Alex, the professor could never divorce Micah because of wealth. The frustration and exhaustion of waiting for certainty were what finally gave birth to a deadly idea: to eliminate Micah forever from this world. Jamie still does not understand. If the plan was so perfect, why is Alex so sure that his wife is still alive? Alex theorizes that Micah had known about the murder plan for a long time. He suspects Micah swapped the poisoned wine glass or used drugs to fake her own death, waiting for the right moment to rise and take revenge. At Alex's house, police found crushing evidence: a map of the morgue route, instructions for security manipulation, a pistol, and even shoes that matched the prints at the crime scene. All evidence leads to one conclusion: Alex is the culprit. At the same time, Angel gives testimony that makes one's skin crawl. He saw Micah's corpse sitting in the elevator before a man dressed in black shot him and forced him to run into the middle of the forest. Alex tries to defend himself, claiming that without Micah's body, the police have no evidence to imprison him. The police have just found a body from the search, and when the body bag is opened, it is not Carla, but the corpse of Micah Villaverde, who is already stiff. Reality that is crazier hits Alex right in the face. Jamie reveals that there is no woman named Carla Miller at the address Alex gave. That apartment has been empty for a year, and not a single neighbor has ever seen the beautiful student. Alex begins to realize that he has just been trapped in a delusion designed to destroy his sanity, and the figure of Carla might just be part of a much bigger game. No name of Carla was found recorded as a student at the campus where Alex teaches. Everyone now considers Carla to be just Alex's crazy imagination to escape from the law as a scapegoat. As he tries to escape in despair, suddenly an extraordinary pain pierces his heart. Alex falls prostrate on the cold ground. Jamie stands looking at the dying Alex while remembering the bloody night 10 years ago. A tragic accident that claimed the life of his wife, Ruth, only because of a cowardly culprit who chose to escape rather than provide help. Jamie lost his world that night, but his daughter, Ava, managed to record one detail he would never forget: the license plate of Alex and Micah's car. All the horror that Alex experienced tonight is a symphony of revenge that has been designed very neatly. Carla Miller, whom he adored, never existed. She is Eva, Jamie's daughter, who went undercover to ensnare Alex in a deadly obsession. All this time, Alex was just a puppet played by a father and daughter, thirsty for justice for the death of the person they loved. There is no way out for the professor, because the TH-16 poison he used to kill his wife is now working in his own veins. Ava had given that lethal dose through the last drink before Alex left for the morgue. As Ava flies to Berlin and Jaime closes this dark chapter, Alex realizes that death is no longer a mystery, but a punishment that has been waiting for him for a long time.